name is Eleanor Leon. I have a business, La Fashionista, downtown Tucson. I am an artist, a fashion artist, visual artist, graphic designer. I wear many hats, but what I do is very motivated by fashion and art and the intermixing of the two. My 1-year anniversary at La Fashionista was July 13th, so we're very excited that we have been here for a year. I was born in Nogales, Arizona, and my parents moved to the Barrio Historico in 1969 with my great-grandmother. So my roots are downtown in the barrio, and I just felt that I wanted to be a part of what I was feeling was happening a year or two ago. So I started proposing and looking for a place that I can open up and make my home and my art studio and my fashion shop and live my dream. So in the 80s, I was about 18, 19 years old. I grew up on the southwest side, Valencia and Cardinal, close to the Tucson mountains, and I would come into downtown because that's where the arts were alive in the 80s. And I remember walking on Congress and viewing dinnerware at its height, and it being a closed-off environment where you did not enter unless you were a member or you were an artist that was producing art there or showing. And I remember envisioning how I became part of that world, how one isn't on the outside, but is part of what is happening in the inside. And so that stuck with me pretty deeply. And I was always interested in fashion and art, and how was I going to do that at that early of an age. And I knew I wanted to go to art school, and I wanted to get a degree, and I love teaching. So David Aguirre became a very instrumental part of my life, not knowing that later we would collaborate, that we would work. And so today I'm very honored to know him, to have started my first pop-up shop at Dinnerware. Dinnerware is no longer on Congress. That's a loss, and so is Atlas Gallery and many others that have closed down, with people who had visions and dreams of being part of downtown and the arts. So therefore, I remember when David Aguirre had a fashion show on Congress Street in a very tiny little building, and I don't remember which one it was, perhaps the smaller side of Saint House. And I remember we had a stage that was built, and people wanted something that was fashion and art intermingled, and people were literally standing on Congress Street in the street viewing this fashion show from Congress to the inside of this building that was very small. And we were producing fashion shows with models, with hairdressers, and we did the best that we could. So I really believe fashion started with David Aguirre. And I was a part of that, and it was very exciting. Even though they were small little steps, they were producing, we were getting the ball rolling to what was going to happen and what is happening now. I just finished as we speak. I just submitted the last email, the last artwork of a very long, lengthy 5-month project with the City of Tucson, Downtown Tucson Partnership, and TPAC. I was chosen out of 18 artists during a submission call to create visual art banners, and I'm very honored to have been chosen. It was a really great experience, and very, very difficult at times, but very rewarding, and it's just been very exciting. Yeah, we have been part of Second Saturdays when Second Saturdays was not that busy, when things were really not happening. when my strip, 6th Avenue, was very slow and people were going to eat at Llanos and go view art at the Etherton. And there were days where it was very discouraging, and I'd have a customer come in and say, you know, what you're doing here is fabulous and this is great. And there was always someone that would help kind of pick me up on the days where I thought, what am I doing? Am I crazy? Am I doing this for myself? What am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And so there was a lot of questioning, but a lot of faith too, and believing that I am part of downtown, and so is everyone else. And we're trying to keep the arts alive, especially art shows that I've produced, performance art, fashion shows, anything that I can continue to keep kind of active and believing that there is something happening here. It's just something that I felt, and I'm sure many people have felt. But Second Saturdays is a special event. It's family-based. There's music, there's culture, performance, minds, and it's just a great place to bring the community together and revitalize downtown again as it once was. There's days where I question everything that I do, and I just continue to pray and seek God's presence in my life and direction. And you feel in your heart, just like anyone else does, what it is that you are passionate about. You know what you want. I have always known what I've wanted since I was a child, that I was interested in fashion and I loved art and I wanted to teach, and I did that for 6 years. But then I felt that it was time to work on my dreams and to give back to my community. So I just continue to plug along. There's days where it is very difficult. I'm a single mother and I want to do so much, and you just have to stop sometimes and reevaluate, why are you doing it? What is the purpose behind it? And just keep plugging along. And as I mentioned earlier, every once in a while you have that special individual who has the same feelings as you, has the same vision, and comes in and says, hey, it's all going to be okay. Steve Gibson pops his head into my shop every once in a while, and he says, Eleanor, I have good news for you, but he never tells me anything. And then he leaves, and then he comes back in and he says, Eleanor, you have a bright future. And sometimes it's on a day where I've just been told something from an outsider. I don't even know who they are, and it just helps pick me back up and just stay the course, run the race. It's not over yet. And there's so many exciting things happening, different businesses opening, the streetcar, no matter what anyone says. That's a very modern thing that is going to happen, and I would love to see all these fashionable people with high heels and men in suits riding the streetcar everywhere that they go. And maybe it doesn't go that far, but I don't drive downtown since I've moved downtown. I do not use my car. So the streetcar is going to be wonderful for me to jump on and go to 4th Avenue and go to the university area and come back downtown. And with the Johnny Gibson Market, I don't have to go to Safeway and I don't have to go to the co-op necessarily unless I need something, but everything is here. And it's starting to really grow. I don't have to go to Elcon anymore to watch a movie. I can just walk down the street to the screening room. So things are really exciting. I just keep positive and believe in my dream that anything is possible if you believe in it. And you are your own worst enemy. The day that I start saying, I don't think I can do this, the rent just increased, how do I do it? You have to believe. And all these opportunities just keep coming your way, and that is the outlet. And you have to sow the seeds, and then things just start growing, and you have to reciprocate, you have to give, and all of a sudden you start getting. So I just keep believing. In January, things were very slow. We still had construction down here. And thank God that I didn't come downtown 2 years ago when construction had just started and Hydra had signs and there were construction workers right in front of her store. And I was just really felt for a lot of people. but I really believe that timing is everything. And my timing was great. And when I moved here, it was great because I still had a good 1 year, 2 year in me. But people that were already here for 3 years, holding out for the streetcar, that really did a lot of damage to the business, and many closed. But as far as giving, I heard that the Arizona hotel had been sold and that Wigorama had nowhere to go. And I thought, should I share my space? I've been going to Wigorama since I was a child with my mother in the 70s. I'm a native Tucsonan. Wigorama is important to me. It means something to me. It's historical. I don't remember a lot, but I remember going in there. And so I felt that Mrs. Kim is a staple in the downtown community area, and wigs are not just a fashion accessory or a 5-minute change to a woman or a man, but what I've learned having Mrs. Kim here is that there is a real need for cancer patients. People drive as far as Mexico, just from different places. They call in from out of state. They've known her. She has a reputation. She has a lot of experience. And I've learned a lot that there's a need for that. So the giving and the taking, it has been a really great collaboration. I'm able to use any wig that I want for display, and that's been really wonderful to be able to just work on a display and go and pick out any wig and make it work from my window. So it's been a really great collaboration in that sense. And now I've just basically watched how she runs her situation and how she's run her business, and it's been a really good learning experience for me as an amateur, really, because I've never owned a business. But in the end, having fun, having a great time like we did in the 80s. I think that's what's really lacking today is people are way too serious, and we need to just enjoy life and just let go a little. People are a little stiff and thinking too much about the economy, and I mean, that's going to be there. So we need to find art and ways of finding our voice and our true spirit of just being happy and enjoying each other, I think, an interaction with each other.